Hey everyone, now let me just fix this little technical hitch. Right, are we good? Can you see me okay? Now I had a little technical hitch there because I started the live with my phone round the way and then it suddenly told me to rotate my phone, and I always do it with it sideways, so for some reason maybe Facebook's changed something. Anyway, here we are. I want to talk about ways to practice self-kindness. Now, before we get into it, just to give you a bit of an intro, because I'm aware that some of you, this might be the first time you've heard me speaking. So I'm David Hamilton. I'm the what do you call, the Kindness Tsar for Psychologies magazine. Basically, I write about kindness in the magazine, usually from a scientific perspective, so I tend to qualify a lot of what I say with science and explain you not only what something is, but how and why, and then how to use it. And the little bit of scientific backup, I think, sometimes helps us really to believe in ourselves and to encourage us actually to do the things, the practices that we know we should be doing. But you know, it's funny because when we created the advert, just to advertise on our Facebook pages and other social media about this thing, the subject, we forgot to put the word self in it. You know, it's like, so the title is Ways to Practice Self-Kindness. Now, isn't it interesting that we advertised it initially? You might have saw the second advert, the one when we put the right title, but the initial adverts for this went out as Ways to Practice Kindness, but not self-kindness. And isn't that interesting? Because the one person we often forget to be kind to is ourselves, isn't it? I mean, it couldn't have been better. I thought we couldn't have made a better little accident in forgetting to put the word self into the title, Ways to Practice Self-Kindness. Because, you know, it is the thing that we often forget. So many of us are really good at helping others, and we, if we're really honest, we act on opportunities most of the time to help people. If someone asks for our help, we're the first person to go out and offer our help. But how many times do we turn it in and think of, well, you know, I need to be kind to myself, and you know, for example, I need to protect my own mental health, and we often forget about that. And I say that intentionally because you can think of self-kindness as an intentional practice to protect your own mental health, because one of the first areas that suffers when we don't practice self-kindness, when we're giving so much and we forget even to turn it inwards and, you know, cater for our own needs, if one of the first things that happen is our mental health begins to suffer. Scientists have done umpteen studies on what happens when you're giving so much, like, you know, in different contexts. It could be caring so much or doing X, Y, or Z too much, you know, just because of the situation you find yourself in, for example, or because of an actual practice. And oftentimes these studies show that our mental health begins to suffer physically as well. There's a background of stress and a speeding up of some aspects of biological aging. But the first area to feel it really is our mental health. So when I talk about being kind to ourselves, think about it from now on as I am protecting my own mental health. So there's a couple of ways that we can really, you know, put this into practice. And the first is in the things that we do. And the second, though, is more subtle. It's in the things that we say to ourselves, particularly about ourselves. I want to address both of these, the things that we do and the things that we say to ourselves, particularly about ourselves. So the things that we can do, the very obvious things if you want to practice a bit of self-care or self-kindness, is to treat yourself. You know, we sometimes buy ourselves something. I just bought a couple of books yesterday because I love books and often buy books that I, with the greatest intention to read, and never really get around to it because it seemed like a good idea at the time. But anyway, but partially I do it because I think, well, I really want to pick up that, absorb that knowledge or something. Or you might, you know, have a bath or treat yourself to a wee foot spa or something, or whatever is relevant for you. You know, so a purchase, or it could be just taking some time for yourself, like going for a wee walk. I mean, time is a great commodity in this world, and sometimes just intentionally taking some time for yourself because you've decided that I'm doing this because I need it. I'm protecting my mental health. That's a fantastic example of self-care. Literally, you know, one of the things I do is I put a little note in my diary called Meeting with Self. And the reason I do that is because 9 times out of 10, if someone needs my time or effort in some way, I find the time to help them, and I might squeeze something in my diary or just make a wee note down. But oftentimes, you know, how often do I find time for myself? And so what I started to do a while ago, and I found it really successful, is I open my diary and I put in a little hour, sometimes a 2-hour slot called Meeting with Self. And I attach the same importance and priority to meeting with self as I do to meeting with someone else. And so if you're deciding that self-kindness is so that I am protecting my own mental health, then you give the same weight to meeting with self as you do to meeting with X, Y, or Z other person in your life. And I found it's a really good thing. Not only do I get the benefits of having that bit of time to myself, but I get the added benefits of recognising that I've taken a self-care or a self-kindness action. So it's a really, really powerful thing. Now, another way that you can practice this is in saying no or not yet, or even deciding that some kind of behaviour is not acceptable for you at this time. So that can be another example of, you know, self-care or practicing kindness for yourself. So anything like that is making a statement that's saying, I am doing this because I'm protecting my mental health. So I'm doing this for me. I'm recognising that I have needs, because when we're being kind to other people and just going about our lives, we often forget that we have personal needs. So self-kindness, it can be very powerful if you make a statement, if you're doing it because you say, I'm doing this because I'm protecting my mental health. But let's go into the more kind of subtle ways of practices of self-kindness, which is really around how you speak to yourself, particularly how you speak to yourself about yourself. And so we might say that many of us are champion self-critics. You know, if there was an Olympic sport in self-criticism and beating yourself up or giving yourself a hard time for not being what you wanted to be, or for failure at something, or for how you might have behaved, or what you might have said or even thought, how many of us would be Olympic gold medalists if there was an Olympic sport? I think there's a lot of us right now with our hands up, you know. So that's referred to as self-criticism. So an antidote to self-criticism, in other words, a powerful practice of self-kindness, is called self-compassion. It's literally the opposite of self-criticism. And I want to share with you a couple of really powerful and practical strategies that you can literally do today and start working on right away, that have been shown that are very, very good for reducing the voice of self-criticism and replacing it with a deeper, compassionate voice. The first one, many of you might have heard of already. It's a meditative practice called metta, or loving kindness meditation. I call practices like this kindfulness practices. But what we're going to do is we're going to adapt the practice a little bit. And I'd like for us at the end of this live in about 5 minutes or so, maybe we can do this together just for a couple of minutes, but I'll tell you what it is first. So with standard version of metta, you might say, think of people in your life and say things like, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be safe, may you be at peace. And you say that as many times as you like. You know, you think of maybe someone close to you, or it could be a friend, a neighbour, it could be even a work colleague, it could be someone that you don't get on with, it doesn't matter who it is, but you go through a number of different people. And for each person a few times, usually 3 or more, you say, may you be happy, may you be well, may you be safe, may you be at peace, may you be happy, May you be safe. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. And what we do with this is we intersperse every other person with turning it inwards on ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. And so we start with ourselves. We start the practice, may I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. And then we say it 3 times for ourselves. And then we go on to any other person, maybe one person, or maybe we do 3 for one person, 3 for another person, and then bring it back to ourselves. So every now and then, every few minutes, we're bringing it back to ourselves. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. And what it does is it helps us to drip feed into the subconscious that I deserve these things too. That which I wish for others, I am also deserving of these things. It's a really fantastic exercise. Some research has shown that it really has helped to reduce the voice of the inner critic. Now, another practice that I'd like to share with you is a pen and paper exercise. I call it the inner Buddha exercise, and it's something you can practice right away. And basically, when we tend to be critical of ourselves for any reason, then you might think of it as that critical voice that you've got going on in your head, like, I'm such an idiot, or why did I do that, or that was such a silly thing to do, or I can't believe I said that, or I'm so disappointed in myself, right? So what you do is you take a pen, you want to do 3 different colours of pen. You take a pen and you write down in whichever colour that you want first, that would represent this critical voice, and write down what the critic is saying as if the critic's talking to you, like, you are such an idiot, I can't believe you did that, etc. And then write down whatever the critic says in whichever normal, colourful language your self-critic does actually use privately. And then pick up another pen. And this is the voice of the wounded part of yourself. The part that feels like, yeah, I know you're saying that, but, I'm trying my best, and that really hurts when you speak to me like that. Life is tough at the moment, and I'm struggling in all these different ways. So you respond with the words of the wounded portion of yourself, and you let the wounded address the critic. Again, in any words that come to mind, the critic can come back to the wounded can respond, and at some point when you feel the time is right, you introduce the word, the voice with the 3rd colour of pen of your inner Buddha. And you could think of your inner Buddha as your wisest, most compassionate self. Think of it as your higher self, that portion of you that only knows love, that only knows peace, that only knows compassion, that portion of you that looks at everyone and yourself only through eyes of compassion. And allow the inner Buddha to address the critic. Maybe I understand why you're saying what you're saying, because deep down you really love you. And you really want, the potential we have, and you really want it to be great. So what would maybe help, and I understand this, what might help is if you could, find a way of communicating your sentiment with a little bit more kindness, and then addressing the wounded, and I understand how you feel. It must be so difficult. You're trying your best. Conditions are tough. It's real. Life is hard, and I love you and care for you, and I know that I've always got your back. Something like that, and allow a 3-way dialogue between the 3 portions of the self, and allow that to go for as long as it needs to go. It might be a page, or it might be 10 pages. It doesn't matter, and make sure that you end the conversation, the written dialogue, on the voice of your inner Buddha. So it's a really, really powerful exercise. And what happens in time with practice is because we've learned to listen to the voice of the critic, we've learned, babies aren't born criticising themselves. Babies come out, here I am, check me out, let's get on with this life thing, kind of thing. But, something happened to my light there. So babies are not born criticising themselves. We learn to criticise ourselves through, culture, and it can be through family, school, a number of other things, but we literally learn to criticise ourselves so we can unlearn it. So what this inner Buddha exercise does is it teaches us to listen to the wiser, more compassionate voice that's always there. We've just forgotten to listen to it, and it's fantastic for replacing the voice of the critic entirely with the voice of the inner Buddha. And what you start to feel for yourself, instead of annoyance and frustration and criticism, is a warm sense of compassion, even for your seeming errors and mistakes. And it's a really, really good exercise. So anyway, I wanted to finish this live with just a couple of minutes, if you want to join me with this, when we'll just do the loving kindness meditation, or this version of it, but we'll point it towards ourselves. So in other words, we'll start with ourselves, we'll say it a few times for other people, but we'll keep pinging it back to ourselves, just so that you get the point, that the point of this from a self-care perspective is to also say, I deserve these things too. So let's give it a try. So you can do this with your eyes open or with your eyes closed, entirely up to yourself. And just start by saying, may I be happy, may I be well, may I be safe, may I be at peace, may I be happy, may I be well, may I be safe, and may I be at peace, may I be happy, may I be well, may I be safe, may I be at peace. And now think of someone that you care about, someone close to you, and wish the same sentiment for them. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. Then think of someone else. Again, it might be a loved one, or it might be a friend, neighbour, work colleague, even someone who challenges you. And for that person, may you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. And then bring it back to ourselves again. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. And think of someone else in your life, again, loved one, friend, neighbour, difficult person. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. And let's extend this now to all life, or all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be happy and well and safe and at peace. May all sentient beings be happy and well and safe and at peace. May all sentient beings be happy and well and safe and at peace. Then bringing it back to ourselves again, may I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be at peace. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. And may I be at peace. So there are just a few short minutes of that practice, and what I wanted to emphasise there is that we keep pinging it back to ourselves. many forms of metta, the loving kindness, we start with ourselves and we just kind of wish for happiness and love. We don't always have to use these words. This is just one version. Other times you can just literally wish people are happy. You wish someone in your life is happy and really feel that you want them to be happy. But the key is to keep returning it to yourself. And this version is for us to help to build our feelings of self-kindness, our feelings of self-compassion. We're doing it because we're saying, I wish to protect my own mental health. So part of this practice, the reason for pinging it back to ourselves more frequently than you would normally do in a practice of metta, is because we are, as an act of self-kindness, we are choosing to work on our own mental health. So we keep pinging it back to ourselves. So anyway, I hope you found that useful. That's really all I wanted to cover. I don't want to take up too much of your Facebook Live scrolling time. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your day and be kind to others, but also be kind to yourself. Lots of love. Bye.